Yeah, it's Thursday, Kevin Hill. It's time. We are back, my friend. What's going on?
Not much. I'm just excited. I'm getting geared up for the summit coming up here in just a few
Dude,
short
it's like
weeks.
32 days away. Yeah,
32
it's coming
days. Yes.
quickly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming
So
real quickly. I'm really excited about that. Road to the Summit brought to us by our friends over at Tie Software. Kevin Hill, I'm Trey Griggs. So excited to have you guys with us today. We're going to be breaking down what's happening at the summit. Before we do that, though, I got to tell you, I'm on location today, Kevin Hill. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
yeah.
We are at the Mid America Trucking Show, MATS, as most people call it. And the big road tour, sponsored by our friends over at Multi-Service Fuel Card, is hitting Louisville tomorrow night, 9 to 12. We're going to be at the Tavern on 4th Street. For anybody who's in Louisville that wants to go, they can go to the Broker Carrier Summit website or go to Eventbrite and search for it, and they will find it. Grab a free ticket. Come join us. Come have fun. I'm excited to see a bunch of our friends right here at Matt's here in Louisville this week.
No, it should be exciting. I wish I could be out there in
I know,
Louisville.
man. We got to
Matt,
get you out of the house. We got to get you on the road, man. We got
I
to get you out
know.
here.
Out on the road again. It's strange because I thought you were going to be at Matt's and I was going to do this alone. I wasn't really sure what was the format today. So
Hey,
it's great to have you here.
it was close. It was a close call. I literally backed into the spot, got it leveled, and got the slide outs out of here just in time to join today. So I'm really excited to be with you today, joining the show, because we got some great guests. We've got some first timers on the program today, people who've never been to the Broker Carrier Summit. And I'm excited about that. So we're going to have a good time with that. And we're going to talk about all the things that people can look forward to. We're about to get all of our learning labs completely set for Tuesday. That's going to be Tuesday afternoon at the summit. Those are free. Those are included with your ticket, folks. So you want to get some additional education, make sure you check out the learning labs and join us on Tuesday. That's going to be before the opening reception. Just a little something extra for all the attendees out. You know?
A little something extra. There's always a little something extra at the Broker Carrier Summit.
We're trying. In fact, we got some really cool extras this year. One of the things that is new this year is we've had Michael Lombard join us in the past. He's been at a couple of summits. He's been on stage. He's brought the fire and the energy. He's big into fitness and just health and making sure that people are moving and getting their bodies moving, those types of things. We've also partnered recently with Nick Klingensmith, who is one of our keynote speakers this year. He's going to be in Indianapolis. He's a 4-time cancer survivor, and he is now an endurance athlete. He does like these crazy 50-mile runs and weird stuff, like crazy stuff. But he's going to be bringing the fire. And we, the three of us, those two and myself, we've created Iron Minds, which is a Tuesday morning podcast to get people moving, talk about mindset, talk about getting the body moving. And there's a company in our industry who's really into fitness, and that is Chain. And I don't know if you don't even know much about Chain, but they're a new technology platform, relatively new, making waves. They recently rebranded. And today with us, we have one of their co-founders, who I hope we have her video. I hope she turns her video back on, because right now, there it is. She's coming on. Please welcome to the show from Train, Annalise Sandu. Annalise, how are you?
Good. Yeah. Thanks for having me on the show.
Great to see you today. Now, this is interesting because, we were talking about, how Chain could be involved and whatnot. And we mentioned these Iron Minds and these workouts that we're going to do. So Michael Lombard, Nick Klingensmith, they're planning some workouts for Wednesday morning and Thursday morning at the summit, just to give people a chance to move, stretch, have some fun. And you said, whoa, that's a big deal for our company. Talk a little bit about Chain first, and then talk to us about your emphasis on fitness within the company.
Yeah, for sure. So my company is Chain. We're an AI-powered visibility platform for freight brokers. And what we do is we have the standard visibility suite, but we also realize that there's a lot of work that happens besides just like looking at a dot on the map. There's a lot of confirming ETAs, arrivals, departures. So we do check call automation, and we also help freight brokers to collaborate with the network of carriers. In terms of the Iron Minds thing, I think it's something that just as a company, freight brokerage is just like very stressful. Like Param and I used to be dispatchers, so we were on the other side of it. But again, extremely stressful job. Like, we're waking up at 5 a.m. just on the grind all day. So I think a big part of like relieving stress and, just overall healthiness is like working out. So it's something that we try to promote at our company as well as part of the culture.
Now, what do you guys do? Do you guys do any challenges? Do you do incentives? Like, how do you promote health within the company? Is it just something you talk about and just kind of hope that people will kind of latch onto and do as well? How does that look for you guys?
Yeah, so there's like a few things that we've done in the past, like a few like fun company events where like I forgot what the app is called, but at one point we were doing, people were like sharing how many steps per day that they were doing, and it was kind of like an internal competition, which was really fun. So we try to make it like as part of not something that like you have to go out there and do something like crazy to be fit, but like you could do something simple like at lunchtime going on a walk. So
Yeah, walking is a kind of a hidden gem. I was in DC recently and I got in 30,000 steps in one day. That was nuts. My left peaky toe was killing me. But, Kevin, this is interesting because Annalise, former dispatcher in the industry, now building technology. I love the fact that we're seeing operators become technologists. I think that's really helpful because they've sat in that seat.
It's a huge deal, right? You have to know the process and procedures and kind of workflow to be able to come in and have those tools, And, I think I've heard this once or twice in my career in logistics. It's a little stressful, It's a little stressful. You need to get out and about and walk around, just do anything, do something, and then have the right tools to help you manage your day.
Yeah, you just got to get outside, You can't sit in front of the screen all day.
So, Annalise, you're building technology. You guys, I know that you and Prom are working like crazy. You're working hard. What's more stressful here? Being a freight broker or a dispatcher or being a technologist, this new technology company? What's up, Dom? Thanks for watching. Annalise, which is it?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, like it's just like different types of stresses. I would say they're equally stressful. Yeah, it just is different. Obviously, like running.
That's such a diplomatic answer. Annalise is so great, so diplomatic.
Well, a lot of it's the same, right? You're handling delays, you're handling just obstacles that pop up through the day, little fires, getting unloaded, getting loaded, managing drivers. It's that wild world of logistics.
Yeah, I think it's cool because like now it's a lot more creative work. I think before it was like just a lot of repetitive tasks. Like there is repetitive tasks in tech as well. But I think it's a lot more creativity that's involved. So.
Yeah, very cool. Now, Annalise, there's a lot of chains out there in transportation. It is a really cool name, but you guys, your website is trychain.com, correct?
Yes, correct. Yep.
That's right. So people can go there, learn more about what you're doing. And there's a couple of customers that you have that rave about your service, which is the best marketing that there possibly could be. And so companies that are looking to really automate a lot of processes and do more with less, adding chain into your tech stack is really powerful. So very cool stuff that you guys have going on there. What are you most looking forward to when it comes to the summit in Indianapolis?
Yeah, I'm just excited for it in general. I think over the past 2 years, I've just been hearing so much about it. I haven't gone yet, so I know,
first timer. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm just excited to see what it's about. And also, our platform, carriers are on our platform as well. So I think it's just going to be a great opportunity for us to be able to interact with both brokers there, interact with carriers, see how carriers are liking it. So it has that unique angle to it.
Now, I'm going to tell you, Annalise, this conference is going to be unlike any other conference that you've been to. There's no booths, of course. There's a lot of conversation. You're immersed in the entire conference as a vendor, as a technologist. And I'm excited to hear your feedback on that because the ones who have come so far have said that it's the best one they've been to because they build relationships first and sell second. So you're going to have to validate that and let us know if that is true as well here in Indianapolis. But really excited to have you on board. Really thankful that you're a part of the Iron Minds. Again, that's going to be Wednesday morning and Thursday morning at 6:30 a.m. So if you want to get up and just walk around a little bit, I think we're going to do a 5K walk inside the facility, I believe. I think we're going to be doing a stretching one. So about 30 minutes both days, just something to get the body moving, get going, get the brain going. You'll have plenty of time to get to the opening session at 9 o'clock, breakfast between 8 and 9. So 6:30 Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have our Iron Minds workouts with Michael Lombard, Nick Klingensmith, and the Chain crew. You guys are all going to be out there, right? We're going to get T-shirts, I think. We're going to get some fitness shirts. Yeah. We're going to really do this thing right.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
Excited.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining the show today, and look forward to seeing you in Indianapolis in just over a month. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it.
All right, Annalise. We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.
Kevin, listen, man, I'm excited. First time attendees. That gets me really jazzed because I know what they're going to experience, and they don't quite know yet. So it's fun just to see how that all kind of plays out whenever it happens.
It is, and we're always surprised the first time. The first time I went down in Tampa, I was blown away by it, and it's done only, but it's grown since then.
Do you remember that? So we should do a little throwback right now. I mean, it's like Thursday, so we should do a throwback. That one in Tampa, where you and I had a breakout session together, and we had some data prepared. You had some great information from Brush Pass Research, and we were talking about that. But then we started asking questions to the audience, and man, it got wild. But it was so meaningful.
Yeah.
People were complaining about their experience in the industry, but brokers were like, "Hey, I wouldn't treat you that way." And Carrie's like, "I'd pick up the phone." You saw these relationships start to happen.
I
It
know,
was the craziest thing I've ever been a part of.
yeah, just the conversation across the room. Just we had probably, I don't know, in our room we probably had 50, 75 people in there, and they were in our breakout session, maybe a little bit more, and they were just all talking at once. And by the end of it, after about 10 or 15 minutes, it became a really constructive conversation. It was really great.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that we only got to like half of your slides, but it was so
Yeah,
meaningful. The
yeah,
conversation was so good. That's when we realized the difference between the Broker Carrier Summit and all other events. Ours is more about conversation and much less about presentation.
it
And I
is.
think
A
that's
a
really
lot of
cool.
times you're doing a presentation or whatever, you ask a question to the audience, you might get an answer. One person might answer you, but not the entire
Right.
room.
Right, right. And this year we did something different. So our breakout sessions in the past have been 50 minutes long. This year they're all 90 minutes long, and we have 5 sessions per track. And the 4 tracks that we have is we've got our sales and operations track, sponsored by our friends over at Happy Robot. We got our fraud and prevention and compliance track, sponsored by our friends over at Highway. We got our finance and legal track, sponsored by our friends over at TAS, and we've got our technology track, sponsored by our friends over at Descartes. And we got great sessions in all of those. Some incredible speakers: Matt Silver, Rob Light's going to be there, Matt Leffler, Scott Cornell. We just found out that Ken Riddle from FMCSA is going to be back. There's a lot of phenomenal speakers that are going to be a part of this. Kerry Jablonski's back, Don Everhart, Jen Stedge, Nick Dangles. So many great speakers. It's going to be awesome. So I can't wait to hear these conversations that come out of this year's breakout sessions.
Exactly. Mine too. I can't wait. Who do we have
All
up
right,
next?
we got another. I don't know if he's first time or not. We'll have to find out. I'm not sure exactly. I think maybe this is his second time. We'll have to check for sure. But coming to us from Channel 19, going to be doing a learning lab on Tuesday, as well as being completely immersed in the conference. Please welcome to the show, Tony Singh. What's
Hey,
up, Tony?
Trey.
How you doing?
Good. Great to be with you. Hey,
Tony, you
Trey.
look like
There
you're
you
looking
go.
out the window, just like staring at a beautiful like pasture, and you look so peaceful right now. I'm quite jealous, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Actually, this is my monitor. I mean, this is my laptop and this is my monitor. So this is where I'm seeing you
So
guys.
you're
That's why
watching
I'm
us on
looking
that
up.
side.
Yes. Yes.
We get the profile. We get the profile view of Tony today. I like it. It
Yeah.
works out well. That's good. So Tony, is this you've been before? This isn't your first time, right?
No, this is my second time. And I
That's right.
think
That's right.
after the conference, I posted on LinkedIn that this is the best conference I've been to. So really, really well done.
And I don't think anybody paid you to say that, so that's great.
No,
I mean, maybe Dan did, maybe he did. I don't know, but
no, he didn't.
Hey,
No,
and
he
Tony,
didn't.
why is it the best?
So the main thing was that the focus is conversation, because a lot of us are going there to meet other people and have conversations, build relationships. And my experience, having gone to other types of conferences where you have booths, there's a little bit of that, I don't know, some friction in
Yeah.
talking to people when you're on this side and they're on the other side, where that line is kind of scratched and you're like with each other. So I think that's the main difference, which is it's conversations, not like us versus them kind of thing. So that's the main thing. Yeah.
that's an interesting observation, Tony. And I was talking to another vendor about that. And the difference is when you have booths, the first engagement is a transaction and not a relationship. But
Exactly.
if you have no boosts, then the first engagement is a relationship, and then it could lead to a transaction. And that is drastically different when it comes to how opportunities happen, how products are sold. And our vendors love that. And I think our attendees do too, because they don't feel like they're being sold. They feel like they're actually meeting people, and then they might need to use their product.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And I think that's
so
how it should be anyway. I think it's a better way. I think it leads to more transactions probably, because we actually transact with people we trust. So it's, I think it's somehow, even though a lot of us go there to meet with other folks hoping that they would want to use our product, but this actually helps, I think, rather than having the transaction as the focus. So yeah.
Yeah, the focus
yeah,
is on elevating brands, enabling communications between brokers and carriers, right?
Yeah.
And once you start with that, then you can add in other solutions. Start thinking about other
Exactly.
solutions to really enrich that those conversations, and that's kind of where the sales come from.
Yeah.
The other cool thing is that it allows for collaboration among competitors, which is not normal in our industry because we have, if you go to the fraud one, for example, you're going to have verified carrier and highway and other players that are in there together, but we're working to try to talk about the problem of fraud and how to fix it. And honestly, most people are probably going to need to use more than one solution. They're going to need to find ways to work together on this. It's almost like the load boards. You don't use just DAT or just truck stop or just 123 loader board. You probably use two or three of them
Yep.
to find the freight or to move your freight. And so, it's like in that case, like it's nice to see, collaboration among competitors in these conversations, as opposed to booths where everybody's just segmented off into their own space and kind of
Exactly.
hanging out by themselves.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Okay, so Tony, real quick, talk about Channel 19 and then follow that up with what you're going to be talking about in your learning lab on Tuesday at the summit.
Yeah. So with Channel 19, what we're doing is we're building an AI agent platform for carriers and brokers. Most of our customers initially were carriers. And then as we started working with them, we noticed that they also have a brokerage arm. So we started working on those workflows as well. But basically what we are doing is we are applying a lot of this new generative AI technology and building these AI workers or agents. And folks call them in different names, but basically these agents that can interact in various channels like voice, text. So it could be phone, it could be email, it could be text, but these agents can take care of end-to-end workflows. And in situations where they cannot, they can hand it off to a human on the team. And so just to give you one example, one of the tools that we recently launched is our voice AI assistant for load booking. And the way it works is that a dispatcher, for example, can only make one phone call at a time, and it takes about 2 to 3 minutes for them to get details on a load. With our voice AI agent, that same dispatcher can call, let's say, 10 different sources, load brokers, at the same time and get load details from 10 different load options, compare them on a screen where we stream this live. All these conversations are being streamed live, all the data is being extracted, so they can compare across all these and pick the best option. They can either have the AI assistant do the booking, or they can take over any call, or the AI assistant can call them in. So basically things like that. This is just one example where the voice AI is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. The dispatcher is basically choreographing the whole thing. And the same thing can be applied across track and trace, customer support, even customer sales. So things like that. That's what we're doing.
I have a feeling your learning lab is going to be about educating people about all these processes and what they can do and how to maybe interact. Because I think the challenge is going to be interacting AI agents or bots, however, what do you want to call them, with humans and making that workflow really seamless. Man, we're seeing a lot of companies, diving into the AI aspect of transportation. It's exciting. It's a lot of cool stuff coming up. I have a feeling that 10 years from now, Kevin, brokerages are just going to be technology companies with a couple people managing exceptions.
I
Almost like the airlines.
I think it's really come along over the last 10 years. You've kind of seen the first wave of automation. This next 10 years is going to be amazing.
Last two have been really fast, I feel like. And you're right. I think
Really
the next 10, we're going to see some cool stuff popping in.
And I've been
So,
using
Tony,
AI in my workflow quite a bit too, right? And it's just amazing what you can do with it.
I mean, if you're not using AI at this point, you're falling behind is kind of how I feel about that. It's almost like, when the internet came around, if you weren't using the internet, it's like, what are you doing?
Exactly. So I grew up in a trucking family, and they still do trucking. I started doing this stuff, and I've done all the work that happens in a trucking company. I've done dispatch, I've done paperwork, like basically everything back.
See, Kevin, another operator building technology. I love it.
Yeah, it's
and so I've done those calls. I've done the 5 a.m. calls to book a load. I've done that, and when I started using our own tool that I was just talking about, it's so much easier. So basically the goal here is to remove the grunt work. Nobody wants to do the same call over and over again. So that's kind of what we are trying to do, empower the folks that are in the team so that they can do higher value work. Their quality of work improves way more than the current status quo. So, yeah.
That's really cool. Well, I'm excited about that. What are you looking forward to most about Indy?
So one, obviously, seeing you guys again, it's been great. I'm really amazed at how friendly you folks are. I really love that. So I can't say that about any conference that any other conference I've been to. I'm actually looking forward to this and that, I'm going to meet you guys. So that's great, right? that's one. And then obviously I'm looking forward to meeting carriers and brokers who could potentially use what we have to offer. So those are the main things. Connect with other folks that you have on this show, learn from them, and see what's happening in the industry. So those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to.
Kevin, he's buttering us up for something, man. I don't know what it is.
I know,
but he's,
right?
so
Such
nice
kind
of him to say
words.
that. We really
I haven't
appreciate
been
that.
paid. I haven't been paid by anyone for this.
Well, Tony, we're excited that you're a part of the summit, that you're supporting it, that you're contributing, to the Learning Lab and being a part of it. We can't wait to see you in Indy as well. And thanks for joining us on the show today. It's good to see you, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Tony.
Absolutely. We'll see you real soon. Kevin, man, listen, it's just so exciting to see the enthusiasm behind this and where this is going to go. And I have to say, you're kind of looking a little bit dreamy yourself, my friend, with that blurred background. You kind of look like you're coming out of a little bit of a dream today. I like that.
I know. I know. I have chaos behind me, so I need to blur it out a little bit. Hopefully, I can get everything situated.
This could be a fun show. We have to guess what's in the background. What is in Kevin's background? Let's just guess. I feel like there might be a bike in the background.
There's a Peloton.
Maybe, I don't know.
There's a Peloton.
Okay. There you go. All right, kind
Yeah.
of had a little bit of that shape, which is good.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Don with us today in the audience today. He said, "Brokers break my back." Hey, Don, listen, you're not the first person to say that. That's why you got to come to the Broker Carrier Summit, meet some brokers, shake some hands, learn about families, and I'm telling you, it's a totally different experience working with the brokers that come to the Broker Carrier Summit. So we hope you see you in Indy. Are you registered yet? Get registered. You can use the coupon code BETA, BETA, get 10% off. Hopefully we'll see you in Indianapolis. All right, Kevin, we got another technologist doing some AI stuff, some really cool stuff. It has a big career in the industry overall. Yeah. And I got to know him pretty well over the last probably 6 months or so. We got to know each other a little bit better after being connected for a long time, and excited what they're doing over at Upwell. So please welcome to the show, Brad Hollister.
What's going on?
What's up, my friend?
Brad, having fun. I don't want this to end. This is awesome,
dude. Brad's got the branding. Look at this. He's got the background. He's got the quarter zip. I mean, the dude. Like, we see the hat. We need like Upwell hat and some sunglasses or something, man. You got a lot working out. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great. It's been an incredible first quarter. It's not over yet, so I don't want to plant any flags yet, but you're going to see some big announcements from Upwell as we roll out into the second quarter here. We had just an awesome first quarter, and again, 3 days left, or 2 days left.
Yeah, dude, congrats. That is awesome to hear. I know you guys have a learning lab on Wednesday that I get to host. I'm excited about that. I get to talk to Charlie and Aaron and talk about what you guys are doing at Upwell and provide a little education for the industry. And then you got TIA coming up and the BCS. So it's been a great start to the year. Talk a little bit about what Upwell is doing. Give us a little elevator pitch, and then let's chat about what you're excited for. For Indy. I know you were there at Fort Worth. We got a chance to hang out quite a bit. So we're excited that you guys are a part of it. You're having a workstation, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But tell us real quick a little bit about Upwell, and we'll talk Indy.
And Trey, another operator-led tech company.
Yes, I'm saying it's crazy. It's so powerful to see people who sat in those chairs now selling the technology that they probably wish they had back in the day.
Kevin, you were talking a little bit about the future of the brokerage just being like a couple of people managing exceptions. I mean, one would argue maybe that we're not far from even that being eliminated. And somebody posted a really provocative question or statement on LinkedIn about who's going to be the first person to run a one-person $100 million brokerage. And I would say that a year ago, that was an impossible thought due to
it sounds absurd.
So much about the back office. There's so many wonderful, amazing superheroes in the back offices of all these brokerages that we just, as front men, as technologists, as CEOs, as executive leadership, we kind of take for granted a lot of what happens, and the fact that cash just shows up in the bank account. It's because of all the effort of all these superheroes in the back office. But so much of that work is manual, and there has been no path to automation. And so Upwell, another quick anecdote, and to help the light bulb go off for anybody listening. I think most of us are probably old enough on this chat here to remember when somebody brought us a check to our cubicle every other Friday. And then you would go out at lunch and stand in line at the bank or go through the drive-thru and deposit that check. Like, that was a reality, right? At some point someone said, like, why are we doing this? Like, this company ADP can just handle all this. And that's what Upwell is for billing. It's 80% of the invoices are fine. They can go out, they can go to email, and your local small business is going to accept your freight invoice via email. But that 20% of the invoice is to the major shippers. That's where all the volume is. And that's where all your staff, or all the brokerage staff in the back office, spends their time. And their efficiency, their level of efficiency, determines when they actually get paid. I mean, if you miss, you submit that invoice on the cutoff date, but the cutoff was at noon and you got that invoice over at 1 o'clock, you're waiting a whole week to get paid on that invoice. And every brokerage knows this pain. From a mom and pop brokerage, or even an agent at a brokerage, all the way up to the big guys. We all know the logos. They know this pain, and there's a lot of emphasis on turning this cash, and Upwell automates all of it.
Yeah, cash flow is a huge challenge for brokerages for sure. I mean, a lot of times that's what, I mean, we've seen several in the last couple of years that went under because of cash flow issues, especially when credit started tightening, the rates went up and those kind of things. Mark says operators starting tech is the same thing we're doing from the marine vessel agency side. It's awesome to see. Yeah, it is, Mark. Thanks for joining the show. He wants to know a little bit about Upwell. Hey, Mark, listen, you can go to upwell.com and learn more about Upwell right now. You can also connect with Brad Hollister on LinkedIn, or Charlie DeHoney, or Meg Boaz, anybody over there on the Upwell team. But it's really cool to see this technology starting to pervade. One person, $100 million brokerage. That's wild.
I can't stop thinking about that. I read that probably 3 weeks
been thinking
ago.
about it too.
I can't stop thinking about it, because it's like, I'm not thinking about it like from a point of negativity. I'm thinking about it like, okay,
that's
what
like an
needs
agent
to be in place to make that happen? You know what I mean? Like, like we're not far. And I think anybody that's, operating a brokerage can probably start to connect those dots, and I'm excited to see it.
Well, it's interesting. Loadsmith out of Denver, Colorado, a year and a half ago, they had a goal of getting to 5 million revenue per head, which at the time was wild, because 1 to 1.5 million was kind of normal or good. 2 million was doing great. And they're like, we're going for 5 million. And so you just think about it, you just keep ramping it up. Can we get to 10 million? Can we get to 15 million? Can we get there? I mean, it's eventually going to happen.
Well, I think 100 million with 10 people is very doable.
10 people, 100 million. Yes. If you get the tech stack right, and you get the workflow, the life cycle of a load workflow automated, that's very possible.
Yeah, there's definitely some cogs in the wheel right now preventing that, or at least slowing that down. But I think that Upwell's, lifting a big chunk of that, to allow, I would love to see a 1-person accounting department like that. We're not probably far from that, right? Yeah. And as we move,
who's not losing their mind, who's not pulling their hair out.
That's right.
Which is great. Hey, speaking of the back office, I have to say this: you guys are doing workstations. You're sponsoring a workstation at the Indy Summit, and this is really cool because this is unique. We've never done this before, but we're in the historic downtown Union Station building, and they've got these little coves that are about 20 by 20. They used to be the stairwells to go up to the platform after you get off or on your train. And they've kind of enclosed them with doors and glass, and they're really cool. We're going to put tables and chairs in there so people can come in, sit down, open up their laptop, catch up on email, whatever they need to do. And you guys are sponsoring one of those workstations, which is really cool. So I'm excited that you guys are doing that. It's one of those unique things about this facility in Indy. I can't wait for people to see it. It's amazing. It's so cool.
Can't wait. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I think people should come to the BCS.
We're not going to stop you.
So the one thing about logistics industry, guys, that we all know and love is that it's really an industry of entrepreneurs, right? There's so many people that have worked for one side, gone to work for the other side, and then offered a solution, left that to be, offer a solution to both sides. And I think it's really important, especially for people just starting out in the industry, looking to build a network. For all the reasons Tony said, I'm not going to, he kind of stole my thunder on the value of BCS. It's just great but you, in this industry, you never really know where you're going to end up, which, current competitor you're going to be partners with down the road, et cetera, et cetera. So this really does allow you to build authentic, lifelong friendships that in a format that no one else can. So I would press that the younger you are, the more valuable the conference is. for that
I
reason.
think you're right about that,
You
because it
get
really
more
is about
deals.
networking.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all about networking. That's what our primary goal is, for people to have
Yeah.
opportunities to network. And when you're young, that's what you need. You need a network for opportunities, for mentorship, for all those things. And I think that there's also something to be said too, Brad, about, and this goes to the broker carrier relationship. It is so neat to walk around during the lunch and lanes portion and watch these brokers and carriers talking about family, talking about how their business started, talking about what they're trying to accomplish. And you start to see this synergy being created, which is just really cool. You just don't see it at other conferences. It just doesn't happen that much. So that's something we're really proud of and really excited about.
And for any newcomers or people that are, you know, young in the industry, like this conference, it is an open invite to walk up to anybody, right? Like that is so cool. And you know, we have absolute rock stars. We have our own industry Mount Rushmore, and we can all debate who's on that, but many of them will be there, whoever, you know, those faces end up being. And for a young, you know, first person, you know, or first year out of the gate, you know, professional, to walk up to, you know, one of these legends in the industry is super valuable and really difficult to do at other conferences. So I just wanted to put that out there, that, you know, come up to people, because I think people, you know, that are more experienced in the space respect, you know, the approach and are always willing to help.
See, Kevin, he's talking in the second person, but Brad is one of these legends. I'm just throwing it out there. You get to meet Brad Hollister at the BCS, everybody.
And Brad,
and he's just as friendly in person as he is now. That's right.
Will you be wearing your cowboy hat in Indianapolis?
I'm wearing the cowboy hat.
Good.
I have
because that's how I recognize you last.
That's right.
It's
the look.
It's up my sleeve here for this one, so I'm not even letting the Upwell team in on this. So you will not miss me, I promise.
That's awesome. I can't wait. Speaking of little tricks up our sleeve, we've got something new for all the attendees when they do go up and meet somebody for the first time. We're not going to share that right now, but we're pretty excited about what's coming.
Cool.
Had a little recommendation from our friend Matt Silver at the bar in Fort Worth, and we took that one to task. So we're doing that. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that, which would be great. Brad, man, we're excited to have you part of the BCS with the whole Upwell team. Who else coming from Upwell? Who can we expect to see there in Indy?
It's been a floating roster, so I think, you know, one of the things that is tough for us at the pace we're going is like for people to pull away. So we want to make sure we can hit some of these milestones and commitments we've made. So it has been a floating roster, but clearly, you know, Meg Boaz leading the charge, and probably the biggest rock star in the space in our entire industry right now is Drew Reitz. He's going to be there.
Dude, stud.
Yeah, he's
stud.
Yeah, so he'll be there in full force. You know, and obviously Charlie will be popping in too. So, and I think we'll probably add a few others, but yeah. And Lexi will be there. She's Lexi. She's a rock star.
And we got Charlie on a breakout session, which would be great. I think Meg might be on one as well. We're excited to have you guys a part of what we're doing, and we appreciate the support, man. You guys have been, you know, carrying the flag, you know, since you started coming. And I think Charlie was in KC, and you were first time in Fort Worth, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, man, just appreciate the support, man. It's been great having you on board.
Yeah, it's been fun, guys. I mean, like Tony said, this is about, you know, really like, you know, fun and authentic friendships that come as results, and we build on that. So
yeah, love that, man. Well, to learn more about Upwell, go to upwell.com. You can follow Brad Hollister on LinkedIn, Charlie DeHoney, Meg Boaz, Lexi, all of them. They're a phenomenal team. I got to be a fly on the wall about 3 weeks ago, Kevin, up in Omaha for a team meeting they had up there. So impressive, dude. Like, it is, if you're, you know, they say that you should only hire A players. Charlie DeHoney has done that. I mean, he's got 8 players up there with Upwell. So it's a great team, and congratulations, Brad, on all of the success so far. I can only imagine how far this ship's going to take you guys. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. See you guys shortly.
We'll see you in just over a month. We'll see you in Indy, my friend.
Okay. Bye.
See you, buddy. Dude, Kevin, I mean, I you know, you have these calls and you hear from Tony, you hear from Annalise, you hear from Brad. Just so excited. By the way, we got to give Tony a little bit of love. We got him out here too quick. It's my mistake. To learn more about Channel 19, folks, go to channel19.ai, and you can learn more about what Tony's up to. He's going to be doing a learning lab, so he'll be on the schedule. So check that out. You can learn a lot about AI in his learning lab. Man, it's going to be a great time, man. I just can't wait. I can't wait to get there. I can't wait.
Same here. 32 short days. 32 days we'll all be in Indianapolis, having a good time, learning a lot, and doing deals.
Hey, final thing I'll tell you. We just found out today that our good friend Ken Riddle has gotten approval. He will be back giving us an FMCSA update with the new administration in place and what they're going to be working on and focusing on. So that's exciting, and we got a lot of cool things going on this time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a blast, like it always is, and I can't wait.
All right, folks, listen, if you want to be a part, you can still sign up. Go to brokercarriersummit.com. Feel free to use coupon code BETA. I'm just going to throw that out. I'm going to keep doing that. Get 10% off of your registration. And if you want to sponsor, if you want to get your brand involved and get recognition, feel free to reach out to me, Trey at betaconsultinggroup.com, or you can send an email to sponsors at brokercarriersummit.com, sponsors at brokercarriersummit.com. And you can learn more about getting involved. We still have a couple of sponsorship spots left. They go pretty fast. We have a couple for the golf tournament still available. So again, if you're interested in that, make sure you reach out to us. And until that time, we'll see you in 1 week. We'll be back. We got Robert Bain guest hosting next week, and it's going to be either you or me, Kevin. We haven't decided who yet. And we're going to have Blake Collins on from Armada Talent Group. He'll be with us next week as well. And then in just 32 days, my friend, 32 days, we will be back together in Indianapolis for the Broker Carrier Summit. So excited, my friend.
It's going to be great. Can't wait. Until then.
All right. With that said, we will say goodbye to everybody. And until next Thursday, take care out there. And again, make sure you sign up, get your registration in, and reserve your hotel. And we'll see you guys in Indianapolis. Peace out, everybody.